And what's your earliest memory of knowing that there was female inequality?
Gosh, that's a really great question. I mean, the it's probably on a cellular level before I was ever conscious of it. I think growing up as a boy in a Puerto Rican household and being the baby boy and getting more than my sister got and being aware of that and frankly taking advantage of it because I was the little brother. It starts on a family level and then you see how that spreads sort of systemically. But I think causes like this and organizations like Girls Be Heard help address that.
You're so influential and you have such a giving spirit. How do you use your spotlight for good?
It's actually kind of tough, but I think it becomes like my parents. They told me that for some reason I was born this way, so don't let it go to waste. Use it to help people. There's a lot of people who need help out there. And if you can just tell your story, even if it's quick, somebody in this crowd will get it and understand it. It'll click with them. And so don't let that go to waste and take every opportunity to make an impression.
They say home is where the heart is. And our next guest definitely has a knowledge of homes, but today we're going to talk about his heart.
Like the reason we're here today and the reason I participate in Walk of Our Kids and try to get art and kids as involved in my business as possible is because I was incredibly fortunate to have such a loving family to allow me to do the stuff that I wanted to do, which was paint, which was draw. And it was awesome just to see the kids there, and they were like so intense on the guys and doing the garages and everything, because it's two buildings that are kind of side by side, which was great because now your source and everything and Walk of Our Kids is going to be out there to the whole world.
And what about that message that was delivered?
Oh, it was huge, like you said. So we definitely appreciate it, and we were just very honored that we could have that platform to kind of shine a light on what we're doing.
And I feel like if there's a higher power or some sort of spiritual life, I really feel like I lost my leg for a reason. Because of that strong will and that never looking back attitude, I can impart that on new amputees.
So we're here at your Chris Canty Foundation football camp. As you can see, there's all these kids. So how's it going?
It's going great. It's always exciting to be able to work with the young people. Over 300 campers this year.
Nice.
So we're just really excited. The camp continues to grow. We continue to use the platform of athletics to teach life lessons to the kids.
The Ocean Learning Center is basically a next fin step in ocean exploration for the kids. Basically, we're taking up where my grandfather left off in his philosophy of teaching people.
Your grandfather, Jacques Cousteau, we should say that, and you've carried on this legacy in such an amazing way. So what's an example of how you're getting kids involved?
Oh, well, there are a lot of examples. So you can either get involved simply by being an armchair adventurer and looking at some of the videos that we post online or that we have in the theaters as features, or you can get a little more involved and go to the seminars or maybe some of the learning aspects of our programs. And finally, my favorite is actually going out into the field, getting wet,
in the water.
getting dirty.
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that.
Go out there, go plant some mangroves or release some baby sea turtles or some seagrasses and really get buried in the environment we call the ocean.
They've helped me to understand that I am not my diagnosis, and is possibly the first place in which I'm not the bulimic girl. I'm a girl who had bulimia. It is not who I am. It is just simply a chapter in my story, and that's fantastic.
We've done shows, and I feel like we have made a change in the world. Like performing at the UN was really incredible, and doing other meaningful performances like that.
So you have been really open with your experiences with depression and self-inflicted harm, and you then went on to write the anthem, Words on Fire, from Malala Yousafzai, and now you're performing for Lin-Manuel Miranda with Girl Be Heard. Do these experiences depict how far you've come?
I thought I didn't have any hope in my life, and I thought it wasn't going to get better, but I mean, 3 years later, I'm 16, and I'm doing all these incredible things, and I'm so grateful.
You are. You are.
I'm so grateful to Girl Be Heard for all these experiences.
Then gaining a lot of weight, I had a wheat allergy, and I tried to get over it by just overeating because I was teased for not being able to eat certain things, and then I was eating them to gain attention, and I gained all this weight, and I started getting teased for that. So I told my story of being bullied, and I said, how many of you out there have been bullied? So 500 hands will go up. And then I say, how many of you guys would like to share your story of being bullied like I did? 499 go down, but there's always one kid, so courageous, gets a round of applause. Wow. He gets up there, and they break down. They get so emotional reliving kind of the moment. And then all the hands start going up of other kids that want to share. And it's so great. It really is.
And you're able to reach 500 little souls. We are here at the United Nations for the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace, where the Jack Brewer Foundation and Brewer Sports International is shining that spotlight brightly on the amazing work that sport can do.
Because a lot of people look up to us as athletes, and they love the game that we play. So for us to play the game we play the way that we do and use this platform to talk about world peace and go into these communities like Jack does in Haiti.
It's sport for development. It's something that we're passionate about. Sport has done so much for me personally in my life, and so we've built an organization to help advocate and push for social issues around sport and using it as a catalyst.
I didn't have a father. I grew up just my mom and my 2 older brothers. Yeah, we had my uncles were around, but my father was not around. So these men, I guess they saw what my mother had been doing in order to nourish and just embellish on my being.
It's a really difficult disease, and to seeing my grandmother go through it, and more than that, seeing my father, who it's my grandmother on my dad's side, go through that, which is showing up to the hospital and she doesn't recognize him. So I just think that it's a disease that we still need to learn a whole lot more about, and so I think that it's a perfect opportunity to shine the spotlight on.
And we urge you to get involved within these causes, and that's why we introduce you to these amazing organizations. The celebrities, the stars, the Broadway stars, and the influential people are there to tell you why the causes are important to them. So here you can find out real inner details about why people care about the causes that they get involved with. And we leave you always with the question of what cause do you shine your spotlight on? Because you have a spotlight, and we want you to shine it brightly on a cause that speaks to you and get involved with an amazing organization doing incredible work. So thanks so much for watching Spotlight On.